everyone, this is Ali Reza and God, this is episode 26. Lots of episodes passed, but I think finally we reached to the point that we should start making stuff work in factory. Well, first things we want to do is to introduce a way to control the job management in the factory itself. So I introduce another boolean that it says has job to do, and we say equals to false. And of course we need to now make the field boolean, okay? And we say just equals to false. And well, after that, before we checking the energy, we say if not word object that is removed. So we are working on server side. Then we want to do stuff. Say something like say we int case ID equals to. Now we say check factory jobs. We don't have this method, okay? And then we say if case ID does not equal to -1, so we have something to do, and on switch, so the factory is on and we don't have any job to do. Then first we say has job to do equals to true. So we have something to do now. So don't bother the next tick until we handle job process on factory. So until we didn't handle the job on factory, do not come into this thing anymore. Okay? So first we want to create these methods. This returns int. And of course here we handle the job and create method that is void. So do we have anything more to do? Well, yeah. At the end of this guy, when we had this before sending the energy, we say if tabs 4. So if we are in the tab that we need to have our fibers and on switch, we want to do something. And for that something, we need to have a message. And for that message, we need to create a message first. And we say new Java class and call it set factory fluids. Okay. And of course, like every other message, it implements something that is iMessage handler. And we need to call the correct packet here. And of course, now we implement methods on message. The rest will be changed, but for time being, we get the send message and packets to be here. Then we take a look inside that. Okay, this guy has much difference. First of all, we need some floats. Those floats are glue amount and come on, the amount, and that is oil amount. Then we have carbon amount. After carbon, we have iron amount. After iron, we have quartz amount. And I'm, of course, going by the bars one after another from left to right, and then after quartz we have gold amount, then we have a redstone amount, then a glowstone amount, then lapis amount, then ender amount, and finally we have calcium amount. Okay, and come on, tab, nah, whatever. The indentation is not good, but meh. Okay, now we want to, okay, we need these guys to be changed later on, so I'll come back to them later. In here, when we are getting stuff, I will get a float, but instead of one for each, no, I will get them one by one. So that can do, why not? So there, and of course then we want to say, hey, correspond each one to the amount we get, and of course this is the X, Y, and Z method. We had one more, if you recall. Is that in packet? Is that in packet? No, it's the wrong method. God damn it. Okay, we get the same thing here, and bam, and well, we need it here too. Ouch, we need it here too. And in packet, we want those things. So it's glue amount, comma, the amount, comma, oil amount, comma, carbon amount, comma, iron amount, quartz, gold, redstone, glowstone, and then lapis, then ender, and finally calcium. Okay, so we are getting that packet, and here we want to call the same message that we made here, but sending ouch, we're sending the glue amount, comma, the amount, again the same stuff. Let me just copy paste it here, because that part is the same. Bam. Okay, now we are sending stuff here in from byte and 2 byte. Well, although I'm just copy pasting, but it's self-explanatory. We are reading the floats, and of course we are writing the floats. Okay, there we go. So we are writing the floats in the same order we write the floats, we read the floats, and of course we are getting them from packet. Now all the magic again, like always, happens here. So first of all, like always, we want the entity, and we check if the entity is the T factory. Then we cast the T factory to a local variable. There we go. And well, we need to identify the player first. So the player. Now in here, I will call a method that we don't have yet. Okay? Bam. So fluid types, of course, we have them, but setFluid is not a method, so we create it in TE factory. It says void. We get the fluid type, we call it type, and float, and we call it amount. Okay, whatever we do is in here. So in our message again, so now what we are doing is just, well, sending different amounts, not that. Let me copy paste it from here. Sending different amounts to the same method with calling different types of liquid. And at the end, of course, we set the block for update, because you saw what will happen if I don't do that. Yeah, here we go. If I didn't do that, it wouldn't update, okay? Now, this is one way of doing it, from getting the word from factory itself. This is another way of doing it, from getting the word object from the player. So I like the player one because it's simpler to read. So what we had done now is just setting the fluids on the network. And in here now we need to set those fluids on the network. Set the fluids, sorry. Set the fluids that we got from the network. So set fluids. Well, it's really simply. It's really simple. So I just copy paste it. Control C. You think, what will I do? Well, first of all, ouch, 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 what you are doing. First of all, we switch on type, and yeah, no, we are happy with the way it is. So switch on type. First, we say if the case is glue, then of course setting the glue, then diamond, blah, 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 blah. So that's very simple actually. We are sending amount one by one to the method, and it gets that one by one and set it on the class. And remember, we have the write and read to NBT at the same time, and our network handling on the generic class is handling stuff. Well, I want another method, although I'm not using it yet, but I want another method. And that is called, I should do something with my scrolling, adjustFluid. And I get the type again and give amount, and this comment is redundant there. So I'm plus equaling to the amount and break. That's simple. This guy is simple, but these are on the and they're sorry, RF stuff. We don't need them there, and I will put an end line so that it will work there. RF energy, and these are setters and getters, and we want them here. Okay. So we set the fluid, we adjust the fluid, but we are not using it yet. Okay. We got something, if I find it now. We are getting the fluids, of course, and the type, and we are returning them. So let me move it down there. So we have the fluid things close to each other. And then this guy, check needed amount. Remember, it was the thing we used to make the downward flash like a button or not. Well, it's fairly simple. Let's take a look. Bam. Wow. Fiber gradient needs. That is changed by name, and that is fiber gradient needs here. In gradient, oh yeah, just a simple word change there. So what we are doing, well, First of all, we are checking if the fluid type, each fluid type has greater than or equal amount of the fluid we needed in the index, okay, multiplied by 50. And that's fiber index, of course. Then the index 1, the index 2, the index 3. So each time the fiber index change, it changes the amount. Why multiply it by 50? Well, that's a magical number, honestly. I want it to be like that. We can change this guy later. But now that I think about it, well, what I'm doing that, hey, I'm saying, hey, I need, for example, for the first fiber that is black, I need 10 glue here, but then I'm multiplying by 50, so I'm getting 500, okay? And if you come back to the GUI itself, we had that somewhere in the Borite energy, Borite. Here, we are multiplying it by 50 again here and here. Okay, so whenever we start using the configs, of course, we need to hook to the same config here, here, and in here. Okay, all of these 50s will change to something. And the easiest way is to identify int multiplier equals to 50, okay? And we change that 50 to here. So just need to change one thing later, okay? So far, we just made it so that let's run the game. We made it so that when we are changing something, and that something is not implemented yet, and that is when we are in here, come on, wow, now we have a problem there. Tabs changed. Okay, let's take a look at our messages because I have very high, yeah, you see, I forgot to put this thing there. Okay, and set factory power, set fluid, set on off toggle has that, no, and come on, Control V. So let's take a look at it again. First of all, our on-off switch is behaving, and we are not behaving here. Why are not behaving there now? Let's take a look. Factory tab changed. We set the factory tab. We update the block in GUI. Well, on top of here somewhere. How are we getting the active tab? That's a good question. If the factory.word object is removed, so we are on client side, and factory.getActiveTab does not equals -1, then we are setting it to factory.getActiveTab. Well, let's remove this part. Let's take a look. We still have the same problem. Well, that's new. That was working. I swear it was working. So active tab equals to factory.get active tab. Factory. Yeah, come on. Get active tab. Well, we don't want this. And no, we want that. Okay. So we return that. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here now. Active tab, tabs, factory.get active tab. No. Set factory power, no. And factory tab changed. Do we send a message at all? So on mouse clicked. Where are you? Mouse clicked. First, we get the tabs, the rectangle inside. Oh, wow. Do we give the same stuff here? 16 by 16, yeah. That's okay there. So here we are checking the inrect and then send a message, call factory, comma byte I. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. We don't need to set this guy anymore. And well, let's take a look. And it's not working at all this time. But if I close the game, if I come back, yeah, it's not working. Okay, so Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. We say, instead of this, we say active tab equals to factory.get active tab. There we go. And what is your problem now? Oh, tabs of the index factory.get active tab. Run. And no, it's not changing anything now. Why is that now? On-off switch is working. This guy is not working. Okay. Let's see. Set active tab. You are marking it as dirty. Let's take a look. We say log.info, the index. So let's see which tab we are getting. And of course it will send server and client side message. So and if I change, I get it on server side only, and wow, 0, 0? Huh. Okay, we are getting 0 completely. That is interesting. So let's track the bug. Here we send log.info, and here we say message.index. Okay. Oh, anyways. And of course we get 0 again. So what we are doing here is in factory GUI. First we log.info, the I that we are sending in. Then let's check what we are writing and reading. Well, we are sending a byte index, read byte, index, and write int. Yeah, that's the problem again. Come on, byte, and run. And there we go, it's working. Okay, so if I remove this part from the GUI now, let's try it. First that, and then not here, we have our logs that I don't want anymore. Delete, and tab factory changed the log that we don't want. There we go. Delete. So the only thing that I'm changing is now I don't want to relay on the tab here, but in the background. We are getting that from factory anyway. In the background here, where is it? In here. We're just getting it. And yeah, now it's working. Okay. Okay. So what did we do is that we checked if all the fluids are the amount we needed. And in this case, they are. Okay. So yeah, we should be able to hit this button. And that's a button. Now let's tweak it. And remember, as test result, I set some variables, I think, somewhere. Where was it? I had set some variables here. There we go. Now, if I change it to, for example, 50, I don't care which one it's. Run. And so we need oil. Which one is oil? We need, oh, come on, come on. We have 50, oh, no, not that. Control Z, Control Z. Private float, fluid oil, yeah, that should be it, but let's go with the glue equals 0. And yeah, I'm done because it had the amount before. Okay, now, yeah, there we go. We don't have any glue. Glue equals 0. But we need 500, and now the button is inactive. The reason we didn't see that, remember, we are saving the data from each tile entity inside the NBT, and well, we said that it had the amount, so I had to break the block and reset the block, okay? So now that we have that, I will set it to 0 because, well, what did I do? Because now we know that we have the factory part on the GUI is working. The changing of um, the amount we need is working. Let me show you. So breaking it and replacing it. And there we go. So we have nothing, but if I hit this guy, now we need to switch this guy. We need to switch the fiber. And I forgot that we had that in GUI factory to be implemented. Yeah, you know, that's why we have this guy here, mouse clicked. So we want our mouse clicked to handle our change in the, where is the, yeah, change the index of the fiber, and how we should change it. Well, inside mouse click, we are going like this. We are checking first if uh, active tabs equals to tabs 4. Okay, there we go. Then we want to do stuff. First, we define a rectangle, and it's equals to new GUI rectangle of 17, 5, 16 by 16. And that's the fiber's position, okay? Then we say if rectangle dot inrect, and what we want to send is this, comma, mouse x, comma, mouse y, and 1 as side. If we are in there, we want to do stuff. First, we say GL disable, GL lighting, and then we say GL color for F1111. And then we say Minecraft dot get Minecraft dot get texture manager dot bind texture. Now what we want to bind? Well, it's factory base GUI. Okay. Then we want draw texture model rect GUI left plus 17, comma, GUI top plus 5, comma, 64, comma, 34, comma, 16, comma, 16. What I'm doing? Well, let's take a look just by that. Well, what I want to do is, you see it's offsetted, but I will have to move it a bit further. But what I want to do is when I'm clicking here, come on, why I have a slot there? It's not a slot, come on. Oh, hey, okay. Something's wrong. What is wrong? Well, first of all, here I want to say active tab equals to tabs of factory dot get active tab to make sure that we are on correct tab. And well, we had to do it here. I forgot because we need to show slots. We need to move slots. So yeah, that was one problem that I was seeing a slot there. So now, oh, come on, come on, come on. Why I see that only until I change the slot? Okay, and this is not working anyway. Still not working. So first of all, uh, I don't like it, but I have to run it somewhere, and that is in the constructor. That's the best way. I hope that works. And we don't want I, but we need the factory.get active tab. Okay, there we go. And yeah, we remove that slot. Well, what I'm doing here, I forgot. So let's take a look. We are checking if we are inside that rect, and I have to use Photoshop now. So Photoshop, file, open, argui, and well, come here to the side and zoom here. So we are checking if we are in 17 and 5. That is 17 and 5 here. It's 16 by 16. Then 17 and 5, we get 64, 34. 64 and 34. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So what I'm doing is getting an empty spot and drawing it on top of the fiber that I had. And I'm not sure why it's not working. Huh. So we say if active tab equals tab 4, rectangle, new there. If rectangle is in rect, then we are doing this, and that is not working. 17 and 5. Okay, let's take a look. By the way, is that the place I'm drawing the fiber. So let me check its index of tab 4. So draw bar. We are drawing them. We are getting that. Yeah, 17 and 5. Huh. Okay. Why isn't this working? By all means, when I click it, I should see nothing in here. I should see nothing in here, honestly. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me check. We are calling it here log.info fiber change. Am I derping? I think I'm derping because you know what is happening? Oh, I know what is happening. I know what is happening. That's redundant because let me tell you what is going on. Each time I'm clicking, take a look. Each time I'm clicking, we get the fiber change, but we get the fiber again. Why is that? Well, we don't need this part at all because we are handling it here. Where was that? Drawing the fiber. So we are drawing the fiber each time by just index, but we will see that that is a little problematic. So I keep that there for a second and I will comment it. No, Control Z, Shift Home. Come on, work. Calm down. Calm down. And we are here. Shift Home and comment. Thank you. So let's continue first and we'll see what's the problem. So remember, we had this part on top. Here. The way I was handling it in my notes was that I was painting the fiber again in the client and then sending a message to the server. Well, I don't think we need that anymore. We have something to do. First, we need to make a message. We call it set fiber index, like that. And of course, it's very close to set tag change. So I'll just copy all of that, Control C, and I'll paste it here. And then I'll just need this. I'll replace it on top here. And by that, I need to make it like this. Okay? And what is the problem is that I need to put it here. Okay, so what we are doing, same as before, we are getting a byte for the tab. Okay? Because remember how many fibers do we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So a byte is more than enough. And here we want to change the message. Okay, so set active fiber. We don't have that, so create method into factory and we get byte as index. Okay, so Uh, do we have anything here? Fiber index. That's what we want. Control C. And I think we had a method for that, didn't we? Update entity for time being. Set fluid. Get fiber index. And we are not setting the fiber index. Okay. So we say fiber index equals to index. Okay. And I will change this guy to set fiber index. Bam. And I want to get the fiber index close to that guy. So RF stuff, why are you there? Get fiber index, Control X, delete. Oh, god damn it, Control V, and it's inside that guy again. Control X and delete and Control V. I will close this RF. I don't want it to be there. Control X, move it on top of our setters and getters at least. Come down and setters and getters. So there we go. Now we have our RF energy there. And finally, we have our setters and getters at the down. So each time I'm adding something, I will add it here. Just moving my methods around, and now we have set fiber index. And after that, we get the fiber index. And do we write and read to NBT our fiber index? Because remember, every time we are doing something like that, come on, NBT, write to NBT, the fluid amounts, and of course we are writing it as a byte, and in reading we are reading it, and yeah, we are reading a byte and then assigning it to fiber index. So now let's run it. Oh, two things remained. First of all, we need to register it. So we say Control C, Control V, and that is what? Set fiber index, set fiber index, and of course we need its corresponding packet. There we go. And in our GUI, when we are clicking the stuff, we want to say, hey, set fiber index dot send message, this as the factory, no, not this, but factory as a factory. And what we want is the index that is, haha. Now this is problem. This is a problem because each time we are going higher up, well, we send in factory dot get fiber index plus 1 modulus. Now, which is the proper noun? We have 12, so modulus 12. Okay. And what is not? Oh, we cast it as a byte. Okay. We cast it as a byte. There we go. Let's try it. What we had done, we just turned the fibers to go 0, 1, 2, 11, then 0. So we are looping. And if I done everything right, yeah, doing it again for me. Mod Jefferson event, thank you. So if I get it right, each time I'm clicking, yeah, there we go. We are on blue, brown, diamond, ender, gold, gray, green, iron, red, white, yellow, black. And each time we are clicking, we are changing them. And we should have total of 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and back. And every one of them are corresponding to the amount we need. One thing I don't like. Well, this fluid amount is float. I'm not sure if I want that, but let it be there. So we added our fiber handling, at least the fiber index, and the reason I had this part before was in my notes I was handling the client here, and each time I was drawing the fiber on top of the other one, so I wanted to have a solid color there, okay? And all of these are going to help, so we just need that. That's simple, isn't it? So we have a rectangle, that is the fiber. If we are clicking inside the rectangle, we are sending the message to server. The server is reading the message, that is fiber index. It sets it on factory, and like always, it sets the block to update. This is causing the both client and server side to sync. That's simple. Now we have our fibers and our fluids at least checking themselves. We are setting the fluids, we are adjusting the fluids, but we don't have anything to set the amount of fluid we need, okay? That comes later when we are going into tab for recipes. But for recipes, well, we don't need that, we don't need that. And set on switch, we don't need that. And set on switch, get on switch, set fluid, yeah. Control X, Control D, because this is about fibers again. There. And what else? Set active tab, yeah, okay. So we want to handle our jobs. Remember, we have these two methods at the, let me close the RF energy. And wow, it jumps a lot. I don't like it. Yeah, we have these two to handle. That is for next episode. Have fun, everybody. Bye-bye.